Another Sunday, and that means another report about the Philadelphia Eagles. This one drives me crazy. I'm going to throw all my cards on the table. Coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Eagles News Now podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wilde, live once again from bar 4133. And just yesterday, I posted a video about both Howie Roseman and Doug Pederson blaming each other, playing the blame game on who is to blame for this colossal failure of a season by the Philadelphia Eagles, and that Jeffery Lurie did not know exactly which way to go. Well, it's Sunday, so that means there's got to be another report about the Eagles, because that's what these guys love doing on Sundays before football games, apparently. Chris Mortensen put out a tweet, and it says that Doug Pederson's status as the Eagles head coach is not firm, and that Pederson could be out if owner Jeffery Lurie is not confident about Pederson's vision going forward after the two meet again soon. Lurie's concerns extend well beyond Carson Wentz, per sources. So, a day before this tweet was put out, Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk said that there were about 6 teams that were looking for a head coach and might want to trade for one, as after Eric Bieniemy and Brian Daboll of the Buffalo Bills, there's not much out there that really excites teams. And so teams like the Chargers, like the Jets, the Jaguars, and the Atlanta Falcons might be willing to trade for a head coach. And now, just today, another report comes out that Doug Pederson to the Jets may be on the table. Well, I'm about to put all my cards on my table, because if you've watched me, you probably can put the pieces together and know that I don't want Doug Pederson going anywhere. I want him to be the Eagles head coach next year, and there are a bunch of reasons why. I'm just going to get into a little bit right now, and basically the number one reason why Doug Pederson should be the Eagles head coach going forward is because he won this team a Super Bowl in 2017. Now, for years and years and years, for my entire life, and a lot of you that are watching's entire life, the Eagles, there was not much to cheer about. I mean, we were the butt of everybody's jokes as far as how many Super Bowls we won. Everybody in our division with multiple titles, us with 0. And this guy comes in just his second year and wins a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback against a dynasty of a team in the New England Patriots, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Now, look, I understand. I completely understand you can't hang your hat on that forever. That eventually, if things are bad, something needs to happen. That change is inevitable, right? What do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I get it. But we talk about results, and you look at Doug Pederson, and except for this year and his rookie year in 2016, he's been to the playoffs every year and, again, won a Super Bowl. After that Super Bowl year, which, again, a backup quarterback, a backup left tackle, backup middle linebacker, the guy lost Darren Sproles that year. And then the next year, just more injury, bad free agent signings like Mike Wallace from Howie Roseman, and other things that Doug had to get through. He brought his team to the playoffs, again, with a backup quarterback, and was a catch away. Everyone remembers Alshon Jeffrey, the ball through his hands, away from another NFC championship and possible Super Bowl. The next year, just last year, how we forget that the Eagles went to the playoffs with a practice squad slew of receivers. And while I talk about practice squad guys, maybe I've been giving Jim Schwartz a bunch of unnecessary bullshit because, look, a couple years ago, he had a lot to deal with as far as backup cornerbacks and backup middle linebackers. I mean, he didn't have a lot to deal with either. So with that being said, how now just a horrible year that this year has been, and I said it in my video yesterday, Doug Pederson is absolutely, this year, seemed like he lost the feel of the game, whether that was injuries, I mean, bad decision-making, just stubbornness to run the football. I mean, that last game against the Cowboys, how you only give Miles Sanders 7 touches, I mean, it's absolutely irrehensible. But this is a guy that also wanted his offensive staff back from last year and was told no after going on TV to look like an idiot. Now you have 15 assistants that didn't mesh well and that you fired this year. Now, apparently, one of the things with Doug Pederson is he wants Press Taylor to be his offensive coordinator. And I don't think that's, me personally, I don't think that's the way they should go. I've never seen a lot in Press Taylor. And apparently the Eagles higher-ups like Jeffery Lurie don't want that either, so that's a stalemate that they're dealing with. Again, they will have a meeting later on this offseason to figure it out, and they got to figure it out quick. Again, just to throw away a guy that got you a Super Bowl just seems insane to me. Have we all forgotten the Rich Kotites of the world? How painful that was. Ray Rhodes, as great as a defensive coach he was, didn't do anything for us. Buddy Ryan, everyone loves Buddy Ryan, but what did he win the Eagles? I mean, we went through a bunch of bad coaches until Andy Reid, and even with Andy Reid, we went through a decade without a Super Bowl. Yeah, a bunch of playoffs and a bunch of championship games, but the pain just hurt more and more after every championship game that we lost. And look, Andy's went on, and he's going to be one of the best coaches of all time. But there were just some bad times there, even with Andy Reid, and we got a guy in 2 years that went to Super Bowl. It's just crazy that everyone is ready to get rid of him after a really bad year. And I know there are some people, and there are people close to me going, well, look, if you remember that Super Bowl, it was Frank Reich. Frank Reich, Nick Foles credits Frank Reich for helping him get his game back. John DeFilippo was the guy that got Carson Wentz in that great MVP-type season in 2017. Well, I hate to break the news to people that haven't been following, but John DeFilippo is now with his third team after getting fired twice, and Frank Reich just lost a playoff game. He's now 1-2 in the playoffs since leaving the Eagles. Nothing against either one of those gentlemen. Frank Reich, I think, is a great coach, but just to give them all of the success for that Super Bowl, and Doug Nunn, when Doug ran the plays or called the plays, it just blows my mind. So, as there's tons of noise here at Bar 4133 today, I'm going to let you guys go. What are your opinions? What do you think about Doug to the Jets? And who would you bring in as a head coach? I mean, there's not many options to me, but Jeffery Lurie might think differently after this meeting. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for everybody for subscribing, everybody hitting that like button. Stay safe, stay healthy. Go Birds. I'll see you later.
This definitely tastes like something I never want to taste again.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to eat it.
That's what
How do you feel about the flavor? You don't like it.
You had the straightest face for what you just put in your mouth. I don't know how you had that face.
Me?
The straightest face, and I know that's not. I know it is. I think you do that to him on purpose.
It tastes like Mexico. Oh, I'm lightheaded. That's the worst. We're never doing this again. I can't speak. My throat is fucking hurts, dude.
He wants some potato wedges.
It's the thuggish ruggish bone. It's the thuggish ruggish bone. It's the thuggish ruggish bone. It's the thuggish ruggish bone.
Gotta pound it.
It's the thuggish ruggish bone.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand